Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel this afternoon. Today's video is going to be my weekly makeup basket, and I'm excited to show you the products because I think I have a few that I've never featured in a previous weekly makeup basket video, so those will be new to you guys. And also, as you can tell with my lighting situation right now, I have some natural daylight lighting going on because my boss actually let us out of the office early today. Once again, it is snowing in Massachusetts. It's been snowing on and off for the past 3 or 4 days, and the snow has gotten so completely out of control. There is nowhere to even plow it or shovel it, and the sidewalks, I was just looking down because I was looking down to see what the plows are doing, but the sidewalks are just so built up with snow that they're taller than me. It's absolutely insane, and I'm really glad that I'm inside. And we just got the oil filled again, I believe on Friday morning, so it's nice and warm and toasty, and I'm very comfortable so that we can film a few videos for you guys. And then this past weekend I also had drill, so I really had no time to film, and I tried filming last night, but I was just too exhausted and the footage was coming out really bad, plus I was still in my uniform, and I decided to scrap all of that so that way I could just start fresh and then film today and then upload this evening. So that is my whole long introduction about all my reasonings behind filming this afternoon, and let's just jump to the products. So, as you guys know, I'm trying to finish up my Givenchy Mr. Matte Mattifying Primer. It looks like this, and this is a really great primer. I really enjoy using it. I'm just excited to use it up so that way I can start using my Hourglass one, which is my favorite. And then for foundations this week, I am choosing the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Makeup, and I have it in the shade Natural Beige W4. And I actually, this is a new bottle, but as you can tell, it is empty because I actually transferred this foundation into an airless pump bottle that I purchased on eBay, so that way I wouldn't have to just pour it into my hand or onto the back of my hand or like onto a beauty palette. So I refilled it in here, and I really enjoy this foundation. It's one of my all-time favorites from the drugstore. I can't tell you how many times I have purchased this foundation over and over again. I believe it's like almost up there with my Revlon Color Stay, but this one is a little bit thinner, and the pigmentation and the coverage isn't as full as the Revlon Color Stay, so that's the reason why I always choose the Color Stay. But this is a great alternative, and I'm pretty positive W4 will match me, but we will see. And if it doesn't, then I can always just mix it with a little bit of MAC Studio Fix fluid and then lighten it up just a tad bit. But I also want to mention my foundation from last week, which was the CoverGirl True Blend Liquid Makeup in the shade M4, and it looks like this. And unfortunately, this was a fail. So the last 2 weeks with foundations, with the Rimmel Stay Matte and then the CoverGirl True Blend, both fails. I already explained why this one was a fail in my last week's makeup basket, but this one was just so streaky, and it was very thin, and it made me super greasy, and I don't think it was the exact color match. And I literally have, I think, maybe like 1 or 2 dry patches on my entire face, and this clung to it so bad. It separated around my nose and right in the center of my forehead within like the first hour or two. So unfortunately, this was a huge disappointment, which is quite sad because I was really wanting to love this foundation. A lot of the reviews that I read about this foundation were on Ulta.com, and a lot of people had mentioned that like this was their favorite and this was great, and it had, you know, so many selections with the color ranges, but unfortunately this was like a huge fail in my opinion. But I am going to once I use up the Givenchy mattifying primer and I move on to the Hourglass one, I am going to try both of these foundations again in a weekly makeup basket, because I'm not 100% positive whether or not it's just the foundation or if it's the foundation in combination with the primer that I'm using. So we will see, but right now both of them complete fails. And now moving on to concealer, I'm going back to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard, which looks like this, and it just has a doe foot applicator. I love this concealer. I think it works amazing underneath my eyes. I really enjoy using it with a highlighting pen though, because this on its own isn't as brightening. So and it does a wonderful job at concealing. I don't have a lot of dark circles underneath my eyes, so I do need to like mention that for you guys because I just need a little bit of coverage underneath my eyes. Usually I just go for a more brightening effect instead of concealing, but this is amazing. And then for the brightening pen, I chose the Maybelline Dream Lumi Liquid Highlighting Concealer Pen, and it looks like this, and it has a brush tip applicator. This one is in the shade Buff, and it's not as brightening as I would want it to be, but I think that's just because I got the wrong shade. I thought when I pulled swatches up on the internet that Buff would be like the correct color match for me, but I don't necessarily think it is. This is a little bit darker than what I would normally go for a highlighting pen underneath my eyes and like down the center of my face, but it is what I'm wearing today, and I do like the effect. I think it works pretty well in conjunction with the setting powders that I've been using recently. And also I do have to mention, after using this for the past week, that out of all the highlighting pens at the drugstore, whether or not they be the Revlon one or the L'Oreal one, the Maybelline one by far is the best one that I've come across. It has the most coverage and it has the best shade selection in my opinion, and also this one blends in super smooth. So what I normally do is just do the reverse triangle underneath my eyes, and then I take my one of my fingers and like gently pat it in and smooth it in, and I think it works amazing. So right now this has been working really well with my makeup. And then to set my face, I'm going to be using the MAC Prep and Prime Transparent Finishing Powder, and this is the pressed version, and it looks like this. So as you can tell, I've definitely been using a ton of this product, and I've been enjoying it. It's just a little bit difficult to actually get the product out of the packaging because it's so densely packed that I feel like when I'm swirling my brush around that it's really not picking up a lot of the powder, but it's a good powder. It keeps me pretty matte throughout the day, and I don't usually touch up during the day because I'm at work and I don't really care that much if my T-zone or like my chin gets oily. But if I'm going out later on or directly after work and I just don't have time to go home and like redo some of my makeup, I'll just pack this with me, and then I'll just take a little kabuki brush and then touch up right before I leave work, and it keeps me matte for the rest of the evening. So if you have oily skin, then you will probably most definitely enjoy checking this product out. And then for eye bases this week I'm going for a more shimmery look. So I picked two of the Milani Shadow Eyes, and one is in the shade Champagne Toast, and it looks like this. And let me do a swatch for you. So it looks like that. And as you can tell from the name of the product, it's just a really pretty champagne color. And the other one is Sand Dunes, and that one looks like this. And then let me do a swatch of this one. And that one is a little bit more of a taupey silver shade. So Sand Dunes is a little bit more cool toned, while Champagne Toast is a little bit more warm toned, but I think they will go great with the color palette that I chose for this week, which is the Lorac Unzipped palette. And it's the first one, it's not the second one. I actually have no intentions of picking up the second one because I've read a lot of reviews and a ton of people have said that it's very, very similar to the first one. So this is what it looks like, and I figured this would just be a really great easy palette to work with this week. All I usually do with these shades is just take a big fluffy blending brush and then dip it in the shimmer shade, run that all majority over my lid, and then I'll take either a darker shimmer shade or I'll take a matte shade and pop that in my outer V and in my crease and blend it out really fast. These eyeshadow looks literally last them like 2 minutes per an eye, so this is extremely convenient to use when I am just kind of like running out the door. And right now, since the weather's been miserable, I haven't allocated a ton of time to doing makeup because I am out there shoveling my car off, which is unfortunate because we don't have a garage. But you know, I'm out there getting my exercise, and I still like to wear makeup even when I'm not like even when the weather's kind of crummy and I don't have a ton of time to get ready. So this is a really convenient palette to use with that, with the weather time restrictions. There we go. And then for eyeliners this week, I chose the Milani Liquid Eye liquid like eyeliner pencil. I was going to say pen, but it's a pencil. And it's in the shade number 2 brown. And this is just a brown retractable eye pencil. It's what I'm wearing today. And I think it's a really good eyeliner. They stay on the eyes. They don't transfer. They don't tend to fade or anything. They don't skip. And I just think it's a really great pencil. The one thing I don't like about this pencil, and that I never really knew about this pencil, is that once you retract it up, you can't retract it back down. So as you can tell, the tip is right there, but once you start clicking it up, you can never click it back down. So you just have to be mindful of that. I literally think, like, with the first 3 black ones, I had to keep returning to CVS because I was like, it's broken. I would click it up and then it would never go back down. And then I read a couple of reviews about these eye pencils, and a lot of people mentioned the same problem, that once they twisted them up, they didn't twist back down. So be mindful of that, but this is a great eyeliner. I have a black one somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think it might have rolled underneath my vanity, so I'm going to have to find it. But I really like brown because brown still gives you a nice dark look, but at the same time it's not super dramatic, and it doesn't close out your eyes if you have, you know, smaller eyes like myself. So I'll be using this for this coming week. And then of course, to do the flick, if I'm going to wing out my eyeliner, I chose the Physicians Formula Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum in Ultra Black. It looks like this. And I have been loving this eyeliner. It is definitely by far the best one from the drugstore that I've ever come across. So now I found a holy grail high-end eyeliner, which is the Stila Stay All Day liquid eyeliner, and then my holy grail drugstore eyeliner, which is this one, the Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum from Physicians Formula. They're both absolutely amazing. If you really enjoy using a liquid liner and you don't have a completely steady hand, or you're just breaking into liquid eyeliner pens or pencils, I would highly recommend checking this one out. It's super easy, and every time I literally get like the perfect little cat eye. So highly recommend it, and it's super black, and it doesn't fade, and it doesn't like transfer on your eyelid once you're lining your waterline or anything. So highly recommend this eye pencil. And then for mascaras, I'm going to be opening another one this week as well. And this is a new one. This is the Bare Minerals Flawless Definition Curl and Lengthen Mascara. This is one of my all-time favorites. It's just a tried and true in my opinion. It looks like this. And let me show you what the one in the brush head look like. It is kind of weird and awkward shaped, like, I don't know, in my opinion, kind of like a bug or a caterpillar. But it is plastic. No, it's natural bristle, but it almost looks like plastic when you look at it. I always thought it was natural. I'm pretty sure they're natural, but they kind of look like tiny little bit of plastic ones. So this mascara is so amazing. It lengthens, it volumizes, and it doesn't transfer. That's what I really enjoy about Bare Minerals products. And plus, I feel like they're a little bit more on the they make a statement, and your makeup definitely shows up, but it's not super overly done dramatic makeup, so it gives you more of a look than just not wearing mascara at all, but it's not clumpy, and it's not like very dramatic or anything. You know what I'm trying to say. Like, this is mascara that you could just wear with a simple, kind of like a no makeup look, or just a very minimal type of makeup look, and it doesn't like overdo it. So there we go. Doesn't look like you're wearing false lashes, but it still separates and makes your lashes look beautiful. And then the other mascara I'm going to be using again is the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Volumizing Mascara, and it looks like this. And this one has a natural bristle brush as well. And that's what I have on my eyelashes today. I think it does a really great job. This doesn't transfer on me either, and I always have problems with mascaras transferring on me, so I really like this. It's good, but in my head I thought it was going to be like amazing. It was going to knock my socks off just because I love the liquid eyeliner so much, but I don't know. I'm going to give it another week. I think it is a pretty decent mascara. I think it does what it says, and it's supposed to, like what it claims. it volumizes, and I haven't ran into an opportunity where I've cried in the past week, but I'm pretty positive it's probably waterproof. It's definitely more difficult to get off than the regular mascaras that I normally use. So I'm going to be using this one this week as well, and I'll probably I'm not going to layer them this week only because I really want to test them out on their own to see how they perform. And then for eyebrows, I chose my European Wax Center Eyebrow Duo, and it's in the shade Milan, and it looks like this. This is a brow powder, and since I went back and dyed my hair within the last week, and it's been pretty red in my opinion, I'm only using the red side on this eyebrow powder because if I mix them, it almost looks a little off with my hair right now. So until my hair fades just a little bit, I'm only going to use the red side. And then for blush this week, I chose the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Red Vino, and it looks like this. This is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know why I'm having so much difficulty opening all these products today, but it's just a very dark, deep red plum shade, and it has a lot of gold marbleized in it. So definitely gonna have to use a light hand with this. You guys know how difficult it is when you over apply blush to try to take it off. Like, I experience that way too often. And then for bronzer, I'm not sure if I ever showed this in a haul. I got this a while ago, and I think it's just one of those things that I picked up on the spur of the moment, and it didn't really fall within a haul video, so I just ended up opening it and sticking it in my makeup collection, or, you know, I hate that word, but you know what I mean. And it's the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster, and this is the Glow Boosting Season to Season bronzer, and it's in the shade Medium to Dark, and it looks like this. And when you open it up, as you can see, it actually says which ones you're going to use on which season, but I plan on just kind of swirling them all together and then just bronzing up my complexion. I think this is going to be very similar to the bronze booster that I absolutely love, so I'm going to give this a shot this week. The one thing is, this has a lot of shimmer in it. It's very like finely milled type of shimmer, but shimmer nonetheless. So I'm gonna have to work with this and see how it goes. And then lastly, for just a light highlighting effect this week, I chose my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, and it looks like this. And then these are what the shades look like. Now, sometimes I use this to set underneath my eyes my concealer. Sometimes I use it literally to set my whole entire face. And then sometimes I use it as a highlighting powder when I'm going for a more dramatic contour routine. So we will see. I just remember when this got released, I didn't jump on purchasing it at Sephora, and it was a limited edition during that time. I believe it was just during the Christmas season, and then they stopped carrying it. And then I think so many people wanted to purchase it that they relaunched it in their permanent line, and I immediately went out, picked it up, and honestly, I don't use it nearly as much as I tried to convince myself when I was trying to justify purchasing it. So I want to get more use out of this. These aren't, they aren't the most expensive thing, but they aren't cheap either. I believe these are like $58, and you do get 3 different ones. But I really do want to get more use out of this, especially since I did just pick up the blush trio as well. You'll be seeing that in an upcoming haul within maybe the next week or two. But I had picked that up literally like a month and a half, 2 months ago, and I couldn't find it. And finally I found it in an empty Sephora box that I had in the corner of my room. So, and then lastly is my NYX Matte Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray, and it looks like this. And I believe I maybe have like a quarter left in this, and honestly, I don't think it really works. So that's just my personal opinion. It's my personal experience as well, and you guys know I have extremely oily skin, so I need like hairspray for my face in order to keep it, all my makeup in check, and without it like disappearing or, you know, just like falling off and like melting off my face. So I don't really think this works, but once I'm done with this, I'm going to be giving the L'Oreal one a shot that I picked up a little while ago. So we shall see. And that is it for my weekly makeup basket. It was a nice chatting with you guys, and I really enjoyed filming this video. I have one more that I want to film. I don't know exactly if it's going to be an empties video or if it's going to be my update to my Finish 5 by Cinco de Mayo. So we shall see, and I hope you guys have a great afternoon. I'm just going to eat some lunch, and then I'm going to jump back up and film one more video for you guys. So I will see you momentarily. Bye!